I'm Mike Gambino. This is Dennis Reese. This is Halo Combat Evolved, the Anniversary Edition. Dennis, how you doing today?
Good, very good.
Tell me about the game. Whatever you want to start out to.
Well, I'll talk a little bit about what we were thinking when we made Halo Anniversary and what our core pillars were. So Halo Anniversary is completely remastered graphics and audio of the original Halo Combat Evolved from 10 years ago. And really when we sat down and started thinking about what it was we wanted for this game, we felt like the most core important thing was to make sure the gameplay that existed 10 years ago remained intact. I mean, that is what made this game so special, and that is what, the reason why Halo Combat Evolved ushered in a whole genre of first-person shooters. So for us, we just couldn't mess that up. And so the way we did that was we took the original game code as it existed, the whole engine, and then we strapped onto it an updated graphics and audio engine. And really what that allowed us to do is essentially run two game engines in tandem. And along the way, we kind of discovered this classic mode. And really what that is the ability to switch back and forth and see what the game looked like at any point while you're playing, what it looked like 10 years ago. And it's a blast. It's so much fun to run around the map, hit the back button, see what it looked like 10 years ago, and then come forward and see what it looks like with the remastered graphics.
So the maps are the same, everything is exactly, you're back to basics.
Yeah, so we think about campaign, that's really, everything plays exactly like it did 10 years ago, really. When we think about multiplayer, really what we wanted to do there is we wanted to take advantage of all the benefits that 10 years of development over a multiplayer engine has given us, and that's Halo Reach. So we used Halo Reach's game engine for multiplayer. We just used the engine, and to it we brought in 7 remade multiplayer maps. Now what we did when we picked the maps was we really wanted to make sure that we got maps that fans loved over the years of Halo, and so we picked maps that haven't made their way to the 360 yet. And so we remade some of the best maps from Halo 1, from Halo 2, and even Halo PC. And we put those into a pretty cool, there's 6 multiplayer maps and 1 firefight map. It's all in the Halo Reach engine, so yeah, it's really cool.
So it's an experience moreover than anything else.
Oh, absolutely. You get to relive that experience that you had 10 years ago. So I know you said you really played a lot of Halo growing up. I guarantee you that when you come back and play this, you're just gonna, the lights will come on, you'll be just as excited as it was 10 years.
I'm not gonna want to leave.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Now, 10 years ago, when you were creating the original Halo, did you think it would evolve this far?
Well, I wasn't actually part of the game team 10 years ago, but having said that, I don't think when I first played Halo, I ever thought that it would become the iconic game that it really has become. And for me, that when I became producer on the project, making sure that I respected that and all that Bungie was able to create from 10 years ago, making sure not to destroy that gameplay or try to ruin it. I just didn't want to do that. And so that's why keeping the gameplay intact as it was 10 years ago was so core to what we were doing. Now what we did do is we added a few things to make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more fun for those who maybe want to do more with Halo. So things like skulls, which became popular in the Halo franchise, right? So we added skulls in the game, and you get to find them all throughout the game, and once you do, you'll unlock that special abilities that you'll get to play through. As well as terminals, something else that makes the game a lot more fun. You can go around and you can find these terminals within the game, and they'll tell you a deeper story about what's happening on that Halo, in sort of stories that you weren't able to get from 10 years ago. As well as other things like co-op over live. Now you'll finally get your achievements. A lot of goodness.
You got to get your achievements.
That's right, exactly.
All right, now one final question. Trying to think of it yet again. How did you feel having that huge of a weight on your shoulders? That was, you have given this opportunity to turn something that was already great into something even greater. Like, how did you feel for the final product?
Well, it was a little bit daunting at first when we sat down and started looking at everything we wanted to do and then trying to figure out how to do it. Once we realized that we could actually keep the original gameplay intact, a lot of that weight just sort of fell. And then plus we found some great partners in Saber Interactive who actually helped us build this campaign, and Certain Affinity who worked on all the multiplayer maps. And between the two of them, really we were able to create a wonderful experience that, in my opinion, is probably one of the best values that you'll find this holiday season. Absolutely.
That is great. And when will it hit stores?
November 15th, same exact date as 10 years ago.
Oh wow, so you just had to keep with the tradition.
Right, we had to do it.
Dennis, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for all the time. It was a pleasure.